My name is Chester Warfield, and today on our program we'll be talking about sleep and dreams. Why do we sleep? Why do we dream? We'll be talking about sleep disorders and the effects of sleep deprivation. We'll also be testing out a new device called the Dream Machine and talking with our good friend and contributor, Sigmund Freud. Thank you.
Alright, yo, my name's Fred the Frog. We're gonna be talking with one of my main homies, Sigmund Freud, about some theories about them sleep. Yeah. Yo, I got some primary questions for you on the knowledge levels about this sleep stuff. First of all, gotta ask you though, why are you such a famous guy? How's that going on?
Well, it's going pretty well. And I'm famous mostly because I started the debate on dreams and why we dream. I also wrote a book called The Interpretation of Dreams, which goes over my theory of why we dream, and also manifest and latent content.
Yo, what's this content stuff you be spitting at me? Like, what would that be?
Well, manifest content, that's, well, everything you experience during the day and while you're dreaming, too. Basically, you have a higher chance of experiencing those in your dreams and having those recur. And then latent content, that's any suppressed thoughts, feelings, or any wishes of yours. Those are also likely to be experienced in your dreams because you aren't able to express them here.
Okay. So if I got like a dream after I watch Star Wars and go to the zoo about like badgers flying starships and shooting lasers out of the eyes and like eating Luke Skywalker and stuff, what does that mean?
Well, my theory on the interpretation of dreams is that dreams represent, any suppressed feelings, any feelings that you aren't willing to share. And, clearly, you have some repressed feelings about starships.
Okay, I see you. Now I got one more question for you, Mr. Floyd. I be hearing, just like around the circuit, that your theories ain't 100% proof. I just wanted to see what you was thinking about that.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
A night terror is when people awake in the middle of the night. The person will be confused, they will often be sweating profusely and have a very rapid heart rate. They won't be able to explain what's going on. They also, in the morning, won't recall what's happening. They hallucinate, they'll see spiders, snakes, animals, or people even in the room.
Night terrors can happen to anyone, but are usually characterized in children. Night terrors last from 10 to 20 minutes, and the next morning you don't remember what happened. They run in families, and themselves are not hazardous, but the actions that you can take while having a night terror can be very dangerous indeed. Make sure you always have somebody watching if you are prone to night terrors. Thank you.
This drummer is a lot like the biological rhythms of your body. Just like a drummer is the central part of any band, biological rhythms are the center of your body. And for example, if the drummer stops, it brings chaos to the band. Just as if your biological rhythms stop, it can bring chaos to your life. There are 4 biological cycles: the annual cycle, the 28-day cycle, the 24-hour cycle, and the 90-minute cycle. The annual cycle is when bears hibernate, geese migrate, and humans often go through seasonal changes in moods and appetite. And the 28-day cycle is also the female menstrual cycle and is commonly attributed to changes in human moods, but it is not accepted in psychology.
Alright, tight.
24-hour cycles are when you change and fluctuate in alertness and your body temperature changes. It is also when you either go to sleep or wake up. The 24-hour cycle is also synchronized with circadian rhythm. And the circadian rhythm tells you when to go to sleep and when to wake up, and it is also affected by the amount of light that hits your body and that you experience. because that affects the light proteins in your brain, which then tells you to stay awake longer, which is why people experience jet lag from changing time zones, or if they stay up all night, they get more energy in the morning. 90-minute cycles are the sleep cycles. There are 5 different ones. Stage 1 is a very light stage of sleep. Stage 2 is slightly deeper, but you can still easily be awoken. And then stage 3 and stage 4 are considered to be very deep stages of sleep and involve delta waves. And stage 5 is REM sleep, rapid eye movement. It's the stage in which you dream and is also considered the most interesting stage of sleep.
Hi, my name is Chester Wilfield, and today we're talking with James Franken, a specialist in sleep psychology. Hello, James.
Hello.
Now, James, why do you think that we sleep and dream?
Well, because of studies, such as the ones done by McGraw, which show that when people study before they go to sleep, they remember more of what they study after they wake up. I believe that we sleep and dream because we're trying to reinforce the memories of what we learned that day.
It's very interesting. To test this, we're going to use a device called the Dream Machine. Would you like to explain that, please?
Well, as you can see, you attach it to your forehead, and then you go to sleep as normal, but while you're sleeping, your dreams get projected onto a screen where we can interact with you in your dream environment.
Amazing. Let's boot it up.
Alright. Alright, and there we go.
What's going on?
Chester, you're in a dream.
A dream? But I've only been asleep for like 5 seconds.
Well, yeah, but that's because right now you're in REM sleep, and the first 4 stages before REM sleep, you don't really dream, so there's nothing for you to remember.
Four stages? What are these 4 stages before dreaming?
Well, the first stage of sleep is a lot like being awake, but you hallucinate a little bit, and the alpha waves, they're slowed down slightly.
Well, what about the second stage of sleep?
The second stage is still very similar. It's alpha waves, which are slowed down even more, but there are these little things called spindles, which have very powerful electrical impulses that go through your brain.
Electrical explosions? Now that sounds crazy. But what about the third and fourth stage?
Well, the third and fourth stage are very similar. They both involve what's called slow waves or delta waves. They're very spread out and short, and they are the deepest form of sleep right after REM sleep.
Wow, well, how do we get out of here?
Well, REM sleep itself lasts about 10 minutes in the 90-minute cycle of sleep, so you should be out of here pretty soon.
Well, that's a relief. Thanks, Doc.
Anytime, Chester.
Pretty good. How about you?